Okay, how is it going, everybody? Hopefully, we're all plugged in. Everything should be working. I'm getting all my green lines and everything. I think we're good. I think we are good. So yeah, we have like a little bit of a later stream today. I haven't even been able to do a stream the last couple Thursdays, but I'm hoping that we get into a little bit more of a better schedule after this point in time. I think that that's the ultimate goal. Let me just get everything all finished up here. Should be looking pretty decent, pretty all right. Here we go. Howdy, we got people joining in now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the best stream on the internet. As I've been told, I'm not too sure if that's true, but hi, how's it going, everybody? Welcome. It's been a minute. That's for sure. That is for sure. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty all right. How are you guys doing today? I hope everybody's doing all right. I'm seeing some goods. That's good. I'm glad. I got 50 subs today. Is that good? That's great. That's awesome. 3 a.m. Dino guys. 3 a.m. That's crazy. I'm writing a book and need some good dinosaurs. Need a couple to fight. I need ideas, please. Well, there's a lot of dinosaurs you could do, and a couple to fight. Do you mean like you want someone to go out there and just like fight a dinosaur? Because they kind of, well, I mean, you could probably fight any dinosaur, but the outcome would, vary from them. If you're like wanting someone to fight a dinosaur, go for like the smaller ones. Like, I don't know, I'm talking like maybe Psittacosaurus or something. Or maybe if you want the guy to win, Have I seen Primitive War yet? Yes, and I loved it. I definitely won't talk spoilers because it has a very limited release, but Primitive War was awesome. I quite liked it. Isn't it 9 o'clock at night for me? No, for me, it is currently, it's currently 7. Yeah, it's a later stream, but I wanted to get a stream in today because I try to go for Thursday. I want to do weekly streams. That's been the goal for weeks now. And I haven't been able to for the past couple weeks because I was taking a trip. I was on a trip to Utah and I was doing a lot of dinosaur related stuff. So I wasn't able to do my consistent streams. So I wanted to get one in this time. Just happened later because I'm planning for stuff. Spoiler, it takes place during a war. You can't tell them that, man. It's like, spoiler, dinosaurs are going to be in it. How are you doing today? Excited for the new documentaries coming out soon to the US. Yes, I'm very excited. There's a lot of really cool documentaries coming out. We got Surviving Earth and we got Prehistoric Planet Ice Age. It's going to be really, really cool. Do you think Surviving Earth will be better than Prehistoric Planet Ice Age? I don't know what I think quite yet. We don't have nearly enough of Surviving Earth for me to get a good idea. All I know is that I'm incredibly excited for both of those projects. Like everything I've heard about Surviving Earth has me incredibly optimistic about it, but I think I need to wait until I see the first few trailers before I can kind of make that thing. Same with Prehistoric Planet Ice Age, but Prehistoric Planet already has a really good track record of being amazing. So what's Primitive War rated? So I mean, the theater that I went to, they said it wasn't rated, but it's R. It's an R film. It's and you could tell it's pretty violent and language and stuff like that. Spoilers: Star Wars takes in place. Spoilers: every movie takes place in space because yeah. Oh, Wild World! You're always here in the most unexpected ways. Sent 5 Dino Guy gift memberships. Dang, that's sick, dude. You're awesome, dude. You are flipping awesome. Gosh dang, man. Everybody just like if you guys don't watch Wild World stuff, you need to. Like his videos are absolutely amazing. And he's like always been incredibly supportive of the channel, and that's something that I very much do appreciate. Wild World, you're awesome, dude. I appreciate you. You're seriously awesome. I forgot you were streaming today. I have been working so hard on videos. Oh yeah. Well, gotta keep busy, I forgot I was streaming today because I haven't made it a part of my my schedule. I'm just trying to make it a part of my schedule and I keep forgetting. Do you like MYA's cards? Also, my book is about dinosaurs. I just need some extra dinos to fight each. Oh, to fight each other. Okay. Fight each other. Would really love some ideas to fill in the pages that where people know. That way, people know the dinosaurs. Please. Dinochirus would be cool to have Dinochirus fight something like a Suchomimus or something like that. Yeah, that's something along those lines. And the MYA cards, I've seen them before. Their art's really cool, but I've never actually like used them or anything like that. Noah Morgan, thank you for joining the membership. I appreciate that. And actually, thank you all of you people who joined the membership via the gift from Wild World. Like you guys are all awesome. What is my favorite Abelosaurid? Well, currently Carnotaurus. Carnotaurus is it's one of the best known in terms of its whole skeletal anatomy, so it's easy to really like it. Dinochirus versus Therizinosaur. That would be kind of cool. You ever see the documentary Prehistoric, the one where they talk about prehistoric history of different cities like Chicago, Dallas, etc.? I probably have. It sounds familiar. I probably have. I've seen a lot of documentaries. The only problem is like a lot of them were when I was younger, so they all kind of like. Oh, I saw what Wild World also commented, but they were all like when I was younger, so they're kind of like vague memories. And you've been crushing it on your podcast lately, man. I always learn something, but also you guys are really funny too. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate that. You're really awesome, dude. I really do appreciate that. We try. We try to have fun around here, you know. Thoughts on the whole Stiggy and Packy debate? It, it works either ways. Like, obviously, nothing's settled about it. It depends on who you ask. I think it's pretty convincing that Stiggy Moloch is a different growth stage of Pachycephalosaurus. Um, but we obviously don't have a consensus on that. The documentary called Prehistoric, I know, is the one on YouTube by Gloppy605. Let me check that out real quick. And Noah, thank you for the donation. And have you seen the new How Long Good Brontosaurus? Yes, I have, and I really want it. But I've been spending a lot of money on figures lately, so I don't know if it's a good idea for me to do that. But I do want it. I think it's really cool. Let me pull up the Prehistoric real quick. Oh, I think I've seen these before. Yeah, like with the figures. I haven't watched them before, but I think I've seen them beforehand on my recommended. Thoughts on cryptozoology? Oh, it's really fun to dive into. A lot of it's kind of like been boiled down to simply just like people who don't really take it too seriously, and for good reason because it's kind of been blown out of proportion to what cryptozoology was supposed to be when it was first started. And it eventually turned into something where it's like people wanted to tell like scary campground stories, and it kind of like lost its merit. And obviously there's like the whole like Bigfoot and Loch Ness monster things that don't have solid evidence behind that. um do you possibly know why we don't have much docs about the ancient primates, such as Gigantopithecus, or is that aren't dinosaur related? Is because those documentaries don't do as well. At least most people would think that they wouldn't do as well. Dinosaurs, they're a good way to get people to watch your thing because dinosaurs are cool. Everybody likes dinosaurs. That's why we don't see many documentaries in the Paleozoic and why we don't see many in the Cenozoic, because those don't have the same, or at least not high budget documentaries. Like there are quite a few documentaries in like the Cenozoic, for example, and some that do focus on primates, but they definitely don't gain the same type of traction that the dinosaur ones do. So I don't think that they're willing to, you know, place that much of a. Is my audio glitching? Well, that's not good. Well, that's no fun. Let me check that real quick. Better not be a broken mic. This is still a relatively new mic. Okay. Theoretically, that should be better. I mean, I'm not seeing any issues on here. If anything, it's probably an issue with YouTube Studio. I always have issues with YouTube Studio, at least trying to stream. I prefer to stream on YouTube, but if I keep having issues like that, then, you know. Mic is cutting out here and there. I guarantee that's YouTube Studio. We'll try that. We'll try that. I mean, because again, in OBS, it's coming up pretty good, but hopefully it sounds better. That's frustrating. Again, I think it's a YouTube Studio issue. So hopefully things are sounding a little bit better right now. Let me try to catch up a little bit with some of these. What dinosaurs are pelicans related to? All of them. Pelicans are dinosaurs. Every single bird is a dinosaur. So they're all like equally related to the non-avian dinosaurs. Still broken? For me, it's not. So for some people, it's broken, but for some people, it's not. That's weird. That is weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, yeah, I guess apparently for some people it's working and some folks it's not. So I don't know why I don't know why it's doing that. I guess I'll just continue on because for some people it's fine. I don't know what the problem is. I apologize for everybody that's having issues with it, but I don't know what that problem is. It's even telling me that I have excellent connection on my studio. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. That is really frustrating. Just close out of the video and click on it again. Okay, so there's the fix, I think, everybody. Close out of the video and click on it again. That will probably fix it. What is your all-time favorite dinosaur movie other than Jurassic Park? Jurassic Park does not count. That's good. That's a good question. I really like the original Land Before Time. Land Before Time was a really great movie, and I grew up with that movie. Valley of Gwangi is also really fun, and recently I really do like Primitive War. I think Primitive War is kind of up there. I don't know if it's my favorite per se, but I think we're gonna save Land Before Time, mostly because of my nostalgia with it. Dino Guy, if you have an opportunity to voice act in a Paleo doc, which time era would you want to focus on? Oh, in the Paleozoic, specifically like the Permian, and more specifically like the late Permian. I'd like to like voice over some segments with Inostransavia, which is one of my favorite extinct animals, and maybe even like narrating for like the Great Dying and stuff like that. I think that would be very fun. Land of the Lost with Will Ferrell is really funny. Yeah, that is a pretty funny one. I remember watching that one all the time when I was younger. Haven't seen it in a while though. Favorite dinosaur in Primitive War? In terms of its portrayal, I think Utah Raptor. I think that they killed it with that, at least for the most part. There is a segment that I'm not too crazy about, but I can't talk about it because spoilers, but you know. Do I like Shantungosaurus? Yes, I do, actually. I have the Shantungosaurus Good figure. This thing is huge, rightfully so. Shantungosaurus, as far as we know, is the largest non-sauropod dinosaur. But this is the reason why I can't get the Good Brontosaurus, because I just bought this, and the Brontosaurus is pretty expensive as well. And this was it was decently pricey, but I need to like limit my figure things that I buy anyway. Yeah, who doesn't like Shantungosaurus? Exactly. Like, that's a cool dinosaur. I mean, It's huge, for one. What do you think of the dodo? I love the dodo. The dodos make me pretty sad because they went extinct so recently. You know, they were a recent animal. We were this close to seeing them in zoos and stuff like that, but they were wiped out so quickly that we don't have the proper documentation of them. So there's still some questions about their overall appearance, which is sad. You know, they were so recent, yet they were gone so quick. It's sad to me, you know. There's a reason why they're used as the poster child of extinction as a whole, and like how humans can affect the world around us, because just the way that it's sad to me. It's sad to me. What do I think of Dinosaur? Oh, I love Dinosaurus. It's the largest ornithomimosaur, which is cool in and of itself. It has evidence of a piscivorous diet as well as an herbivorous diet, so it's like one of the only confirmed herbivorous dinosaurs out there, or sorry, omnivorous dinosaurs. And it's my wife's favorite dinosaur, so it's an automatic win for me. What animal are you most mad about? Mad about going extinct? For me, it's the great auk. Oh, the great auk is a good one. I won't copy you. I'll say the thylacine. The thylacine is pretty sad because there was one still alive in captivity. His name was Benjamin, and they forgot to bring him in overnight one night, and they because of that he ended up like freezing to death at night. And they went out to go and find his replacement, but that's when they found out that, hey, these things are extinct now. They didn't know that they had the final member of its species in captivity, and it went extinct because of a mistake or carelessness or what have you. And it's a pretty sad story to me. You know, that's the whole thylacine thing. The thylacine issue wasn't like it was another sad one. Do you think that Oshalaya is valid? I mean, there's really no reason to think it's not valid. I just wouldn't be surprised if it was ever considered invalid, given what we actually know about it. But I think that there's like differences in the way that its teeth are situated that do make it valid currently. What do I think about the baby Spinosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution 3? Oh, it looks great. I love seeing like reduced sales on juvenile Spinosauruses. And we've been seeing a lot of juvenile Spinosauruses recently, which is cool because beforehand we didn't see a lot of juvenile Spinosauruses, and now we're seeing a lot, and I think that's cool. Even in the Jurassic franchise, which is one that we've never seen a juvenile Spinosaurus in, and it looks great. You know, ontogenetically, it looks very distinct from the adult, which I think is good. You know, I like to see those changes from juvenile to adult, even though there's not going to be any ontogeny in the game. You know, we're not going to see it slowly transition from a juvenile all the way into an adult, which is unfortunate, but it's still cool to see the differences. Have I watched Pacific Rim? I have not watched Pacific Rim, unfortunately. I do know a lot of the dinosaur quotes in that movie, unfortunately, or one of the movies anyway, but I've never seen it myself. What was my favorite Jurassic theropod? That's a good one. Ceratosaurus. I quite like Ceratosaurus. It kind of falls under the radar for a lot of people because it's kind of overshadowed by the larger theropods in its ecosystem, but it's still very cool. I need to see the Jurassic World Evolution 3 Dino. Dino can mean a lot, but I'm sure you're talking about Dinosaurus. What do I think of prior Extinction's Giganosaurus? It's a Carcara skin. Is it a Carcara skin? I saw it, or no, I saw Carcharodontosaurus added, didn't I? That's pretty cool. Which version of King Kong do you prefer? So I grew up with the 2005 Peter Jackson King Kong. Like, I went to theaters to see that when I was 5 years old, and I shouldn't have done that. That movie scared me. But I liked it for all the dinosaur things, and growing up, I think that was probably my favorite version, and I think it's still my favorite version. I mean, I like the MonsterVerse version of Kong, but I didn't really like its Skull Island as much. I don't like the idea. I wasn't too crazy with like replacing the dinosaurs with like skull crawlers and stuff like that. Like, skull crawlers are cool, but one thing I always liked about King Kong is that he was a giant ape that fought dinosaurs. That was always cool to me when I was a kid, and that's not something that was, unless you consider Godzilla a dinosaur, which obviously there's a lot of differences between Godzilla and a dinosaur, but This Kong didn't really ever fight dinosaurs. There is a Triceratops skull in Skull Island, but that's about it. Have you seen the news on the new Patagonian crocodilian that lived with Mipe? I did see that. I actually just recorded a short on that will be going live tomorrow. So, yeah, it's very cool though. It's very cool. Will Primitive War's audience score stay in the 80s or will it get lower? I'm concerned because I love Primitive War. I kind of see it staying where it is, honestly, because audience reception has been overall very positive, and even a lot of critics, a lot of their reception has been decently positive as well. So I don't really see it dropping too significantly. I think it'll kind of stay where it is. I just hope it does well enough. I'd like to see a sequel. Would love to see a video where you would talk about the Troodon and all of the drama about it. I've made a few. I've made a few shorts before, and I did do the many interpretations of Troodon where I did talk about that a little bit. I don't think anything extensively, but I kind of got the whole meat and potatoes of it, I suppose. What do I know about Transformers? Not much. Not much. I was never a Transformers kid. I watched a few of the Michael Bay movies, like I watched the first one and Age of Extinction, but that's about it. Optimus Prime is Optimus Prime is too. I can't speak. Optimus Prime is cool. I liked Bumblebee, and I liked what was that most recent one that just came out a couple years ago that had all of the Transformer animals? What? Which one was that called? I can't remember. I saw that one though. I saw that one in theaters. It was fun. You know, I like giant Transformer fights. I love when they all clink metal and stuff. It's very cool. You Age of Extinction. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. That came out when I was 14. I remember I went on a date to see that movie. It was okay. It was okay. It wasn't my choice either. She was the one who was the fan of Transformers. And she was like, "Hey, have you seen these movies?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've seen them." You know, I've only ever seen one. It was all right. Rise of the Beasts. That's right. I saw that one. That one was pretty good. I kind of liked it. It was kind of fun. Who would win, Suchomimus versus Spinosaurus? It's obvious, but I want your opinion and how the fight would go down. I don't know how the fight would go down per se, but whenever I'm asked who would win, I would always go with whoever's heavier. Spinosaurus is heavier, so I give it to it. I give it the win. More Weird Birds reaction win? I'm not too sure. I wasn't really a big fan of the reaction content, if I'm being honest. I don't like doing that. I don't like just sitting there and making a video off of watching a video. You know, it was fun. It was certainly fun to kind of like chat with Lakota and biology about it, you know, about weird birds, but it's not my favorite thing to do. I don't like doing that. So we might do like the episode, like the second part of Weird Birds, but I'm not too sure. We liked it though. It was really cool. Weird Birds was pretty fun, but I'm just not a big fan of, like, I'll react to trailers every once in a while, but the whole like watching whole videos, I don't know. It's just not my meat and potatoes. Do I like Jurassic World Dominion? I don't hate it. It's kind of like in the middle of the road for me. Like, it's one of my least rated Jurassic films, but I don't think it's absolutely horrible. I think there's some good things about it. Do you think the Smilodon would hunt mammoths daily, or would it just hunt when it was in a big group like lions and elephants? So similar to lions and elephants, it would be a very rare occurrence. Like, yeah, sure, elephant or lions do sometimes take down elephants if the situation is correct, or larger elephants anyway. But that doesn't happen really too frequently. And mammoths are not quite in the prey range of Smilodons, especially with their kind of teeth. Like Smilodon, it was kind of like it was built like it was a hefty animal. It was built for taking down large animals, but not quite that large. Because see, the hunting strategy of a Smilodon is that it would ambush its prey and then it would use its huge bulk to kind of like pin down its prey. And then once it gets it to stop struggling, then it would use its teeth to kind of like deal the killing blow. But kind of hard to do that with a mammoth unless, like you said, there was a huge group of them. Obviously, we don't even have confirmation on whether or not mammoth or smilodons even hunted in groups, so it's kind of iffy. Um, Babies, they would probably hunt babies if the opportunity arose. But again, I don't think it was. Yeah, and exactly, Pocosaurus, mammoths and Smilodon didn't even overlap that much in range. There are some types of mammoths that lived more so with Smilodon than others, but for the most, especially the larger species, populator, Smilodon populator, which is the biggest species of Smilodon that we know of, and probably what most people would think of. They lived in South America, which is way further south than any mammoths would have lived. So it was probably a very, very rare occurrence to have Smilodon go after a mammoth. Do you want to see Megalania in prehistoric planet Ice Age? Absolutely, I do. I want to see Australia so bad. The Pleistocene Australia is sick. There's so much really cool fauna that lived there. There's the giant wombats that weren't actually wombats. There was the giant kangaroos. There was the Thylacaleo. There was the Megalania, as you say. There's so many cool things that you could cover with Australia. I hope that we at least look at it for a moment. Was Megalania venomous? A lot seem to agree that it was. Similar to Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons are, of course, venomous, and many do believe that Varanus priscus, otherwise known as Megalania, was a venomous varanid. Have I played the Isle? Yeah, I played a little bit of the Isle. I don't get into it as much as I do Path of Titans, but I played it. What's your opinion on... I just lost your comment. What the fudge? I was just reading that. Or what's your favorite sauropod hunting dinosaur? My favorite sauropod hunting dinosaur. As far as dinosaurs that we are pretty certain they would hunt sauropods from time to time, I'd probably say like Mapusaurus. And that's mostly like a bias from Prehistoric or Planet Dinosaur. Mostly. Ew, the Isle. Yeah, the Isle has... It's fine. It's fine. It's... I don't know. What's my favorite Jurassic World hybrid? Spinoraptor. Can I make a video about Suski tyrannus? I probably could. I'd have to add that to my list. I have a pretty long list right now, but I could probably talk about that at some point. I hope for a documentary in the future that talks about relatives of popular dinosaurs that the public doesn't really know about. Let's call it Lost Cousins. That's a good idea. I like that idea. Good. I like the way you think. Keep thinking like that. That's true though, because yeah, a lot of documentaries today they like to focus on the most popular individuals of a family or of a family group, rather than some of them kind of like dip their toes in other pools. Like Prehistoric Planet has brought us a lot of obscure dinosaurs, but I'd like to see more of it too. I say you about the devs. I've heard that there's a lot of issues with the devs of the Isle. I don't know much about it, but I've heard that there's quite a bit of issues. What is my favorite moment about Primitive War? I can't say because spoilers. That's been the hard thing about Primitive War, is that it has a limited release. It was easy to talk about Rebirth because obviously it had a wide release. It had a huge budget. So more people had the opportunity to see it. So I could make like spoiler-filled videos, and I'd know that people would want to watch it. Primitive War doesn't have the same release, so I can't talk about it as much, and I want to talk about it. My favorite moment is a spoiler, so I can't talk about it. Well, I guess it's not a spoiler if you read the book, but still. Noah, thank you for the gift. And have you seen the new Alamosaurus discovery in Big Bend? I have not seen that. I need to see that now. Hold on one second. Alamosaurus. In Big Bend National Park. Budding geologist on a research expedition in Texas National Park have unearthed a massive vertebrae from a giant long-necked dinosaur that roamed during the Cretaceous period. Ooh, that's exciting. I love Alamosaurus. It's my favorite sauropod, if you didn't know. Fossils from the sauropod are known to be found in the Big Bend, but are usually fragmentary and poorly preserved, according to researchers. The university said that the trip's goal included conducting structural and stratigraphic analysis of Cretaceous Eocene rocks. The specimen collected by the students, led by assistant professor Jesse Kelch and Thomas Schiller, belongs to one of the most complete skeletons in the area, originally collected and described by researchers from the University of Texas in the 1970s. Associated vertebrae were previously collected from the same quarry by Schiller and his students, and are currently being studied in the campus's paleontology lab. Sweet. I did not know about that. Thank you for bringing that on my radar. That is awesome. So yeah, brand new vertebrae that is the same vertebrae from other vertebrae that had been discovered previously in the 1970s. So that's awesome. So it kind of paints a little bit more of a clearer picture of Alamosaurus, which I always love. Fun question. How much do you think your whole dino figure collection is worth? Oh, dang. I've never even thought about that. A lot. I mean, that Alamosaurus or that Argentinosaurus is pretty expensive. Beast of the Mesozoic T-Rex is decently expensive. People are selling the Hammond collection of Spinosaurus for a lot. Mesozoic life Spinosaurus, maybe 1,500 to $2,000. I'm not too sure. Honestly, I'm not good at that. I'm gonna have to sit down and really think about it. Wild World, you're freaking awesome, dude. You don't have to do that, man. Do you think you'd ever set up a PO box? Got a few dino embryos I need to get rid of. Yes, I was actually just thinking about setting one up the other day because there was someone trying to get into contact with me because they wanted me to send me something. So yeah, I'll set that up and then I'll send it to you. I'll make sure I'll text it to you, or I'll respond to one of your comments or something, and tell you when it's set up. That's awesome, dude. You're awesome. You're seriously awesome. Yeah, I'll make sure that I'll let you know when that's all set up. What's your favorite version of Godzilla? My favorite is the Final Wars Godzilla. I haven't seen enough of Godzilla to really have a favorite version, but I really like the -1 version. I really like the way it looked. I thought he was kind of cool. I liked how it was kind of like a reference to the old like guy in a suit Godzilla, as well as some elements of the newer, more CGI Godzillas. I think it was pretty fun. Beast of the Mesozoic is overrated and overpriced. Why do they hate why do they hate ratchet joints? Yeah, I remember you talking about that. I don't mind them personally. I just think they look cool. I recently got the Ionosaurus Beast of the Mesozoic figure and I love it. I like them. I like them. I don't know. They don't bug me too much. Uh who do you hope comes back from Jurassic World Evolution 2 to Evolution 3 from each Gigantoraptor? A lot of the creatures that I've wanted to see come back have already been confirmed to come back. I guess right now, one that I'm waiting for, I think someone already mentioned it, was Dinochirus. I would very much like to see Dinochirus return because I love the way that it looks. Sinosauropteryx too, and Jeholopterus. I would love to see them again. Um, Am I going to get the Beast of the Mesozoic Stegosaurus? Maybe. Maybe. I really want to get it with the Allosaurus, but that's going to be hefty. As Pokesaurus mentioned, they are pricey. They are very pricey. But they're cool. I like them. I don't know. Love the Alamosaurus, and I wish we had more material for it and more North American Titanosaurs. Yes, absolutely. Though, ironically, that is one of the reasons why I love Alamosaurus. The fact that it was one of the last, like, both sauropods and titanosaurs of North America. I think that's so fascinating. Will Gogiosaurus be the next many interpretations of? It won't be the next. Maybe it'll be a future one because on the poll, obviously this week is going to be Microraptor. If I get it done in time, I should get it done in time. Like I don't see any reason why I wouldn't. But this next one should be Microraptor. Then the one after that, let me check real quick. Well, not the one after that, but I leave it up to a vote. For those of you who don't know, the many interpretations are determined through a vote. I put a community post that allows you guys to vote for it. every week after the most recent many interpretations of video has just come out. So obviously Microraptor won, and then the next two that will be voted next will be Ostroraptor or Mapusaurus. So you guys can vote for that next. After that, I could probably add it to the poll, hopefully, if it's in high enough demand. But I've wanted to talk about it for a while, so that'd be kind of cool. We need a Holland Good Dreadnoughtus. Ooh, that'd be sick. Put that right next to the Argentinosaurus. That'd be pretty cool. What do you think of the prior extinctions Gallimimus? I watched your Gallimimus video and you haven't mentioned it. Yeah, that was probably one of the times that I forgot to include prior extinction. I think it's pretty cool. I have taken a look at practically every single model in the game, and I wouldn't be surprised if it looked really good because, you know, prior extinction has very good models. I will say that. They're very good. Thoughts, though you like pugs, because I have 2 pugs. Pugs are pretty cool. I like dogs. Who do you think is more paleo accurate, the Jurassic World Dominion Allosaurus or Jurassic World Dominion Carnotaurus? My money is probably on Carnotaurus because Carnotaurus from the get-go in the Jurassic franchise had the basic skeletal shape down. Obviously, it's not perfect. There's a lot of differences like between it, like the arms. They shouldn't bend. It shouldn't have osteoderms. It's too big. But I think it is closer than the Dominion Allosaurus. Does anyone know where I can watch Primitive War? That it's still currently just in theaters, and they are very limited theaters, unfortunately. Not available yet for streaming or anything like that. And that's only in the US and in Australia, and I think somewhere else. I can't remember, but it's very, very limited release, unfortunately. Bro, I've seen Primitive War. It's like the freaking best movie ever. My favorite was the T-Rexes, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure they have the most accurate Biforce on screen. Yes, that's something I've wanted to talk about, but obviously, you know, I've been kind of like limited with how much I'm talking about it because you know, not everybody has been able to see it. But yes, the Biforce of the T-Rex in that movie was perfect. Perfect. Because honestly, I'm tired. I'm tired of movies not giving T-Rex a good spy force. I mean, the Jurassic franchise has been our main dinosaur, like fictional dinosaur movies that we've had. T-Rex has never had a good bite force in those movies. And, you know, I know that everybody likes to say, you know, there's a lot of, like a lot of people argue with me saying that there's like a lot of explanations for why the T-Rex never has a good bite force, but it's consistently shown with a low bite force in the Jurassic franchise. Ever since its first appearance, you know, it's never had a good bite force. Hey, oddball paleontologist, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing good. Favorite Minecraft dinosaur mod you've checked out so far? It's still fossils and archaeology. I think that's very fun. I have a lot of fun with it. A lot of it's nostalgia based because I grew up. I don't know if I grew up. Yeah, I was pretty young when it first started happening, but I used to watch Poet Plays and Magnius all the time when I was younger. So it's like, it's important to me. You know, I love it. I love that mod so much. Do I think that T-Rex was a pack hunter, seeing the amount of tanks for herbivores it had to hunt on the daily? No, I don't think so. Well, I mean, it could have been, but we don't really have any substantial evidence that T-Rex was at least a pack hunter. You know, it's difficult to say. Chilling like a villain, you know how it is. I do indeed. I do indeed. Yeah. I should review Alex's caves mod. It has some really good dinosaurs. I believe that's been recommended to me before, but I never got around to it. I'm gonna write it down just so that I can remember. Although I should probably make sure I can even access it. There we go. What do I think of Hector's ichthyosaur? I'm not too sure if I know of Hector's ichthyosaur. What is that? Do tell. Oh, right. It's an indeterminate genus. I think I remember reading about this. of a Shastasaurid. Yeah, it's big. That's right. It's big. I know it's controversial. I'll tell you that. Wild World! Thank you, dude. I really do appreciate you, man. Um, if it was real like the movies, would you visit Sorna to do field research if you had the chance? Would Paul Kirby have to write a big check? Knowing me, I probably would. I probably would. Like, I'd be an idiot for doing it, but I probably would. Especially if it's like Sorna, which Sorna is like dangerous, you know, but I probably would. I'd be an idiot. Are you familiar with the Hercules parrot? Yes, I remember doing a video about that a long time ago. Freaking huge. This huge parrot. Obviously, it's extinct now. But yeah, it was this, Heracles inexpectatus, which was this, this giant ground parrot that I should probably just pull up a picture so that everybody understands the gravity of the situation. You know? Yeah, I remember doing a video on this fella a while ago. Let me just pull everything up here. Bloop. 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 What happened to everything? I'm losing everything. There we go. Yeah. This thing. This son of a gun thing right here. This is Heracles, and you might have like some quality issues since I did all that stuff. But yeah, this is Heracles inexpectatus. This really huge ground parrot right here. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. Was it hard for me to find my Hammond collection Spinosaurus? No, there is a Target in my town. The difficult part was like trying to get, like, I had to wake up at like 2 a.m. every day to try to get an order placed so that it could just be delivered to me. That was the difficult part because yes, a lot of people were buying it like right away, like as the minute that it was placed in stock, and it was pretty frustrating to try to get it. I'll say that. There is an employee at my Walmart that looks just like you. Please say hi to me. Well, hi. And funny thing, I used to work at Sam's Club, which is not quite Walmart, obviously. It's owned by the same company, but I used to work there. I don't work at Walmart, though. Ever since I heard of that parrot, I have been fascinated by it. I've honestly made more paleo art of that species over the past month than any other. For good reason. Look at it. And obviously, its closest modern relative was... It's kind of like that one's a sight to behold as well. But this is just... like, geez, man. Like, how did this happen? It's so cool. Plus, ground parrots in general are just really, really fascinating. Parrots are often like thought of just like primarily flying birds, but so cool. You ordered a Hammond collection Spinosaurus about 2 weeks ago? Well, hopefully it gets here pretty soon. Your favorite Dromaeosaurus Utahraptor? What's mine? My favorite is Austroraptor, and good choice on Utahraptor. Hey, Noah. Jeez, man, you've been killing it too. I appreciate that, dude. This will be my final super chat. Well, I appreciate all you've done, man. I love your videos, and I was wondering what DLC you would want for Jurassic World Evolution 3. I would want a giant sauropod pack. That's a good one. Giant sauropod pack would be really cool. There's a lot of really cool sauropods that could be implemented in the game. Me, I would really like to see something that's a little bit more focused on the Paleozoic, like the Permian or something like that. Like, I would like to see, like, Lissovicia. Well, that's Mesozoic, but don't tell anyone. I would like to see, like, Inostransavia or any other Permian animals, really. Not Lissovicia, because, again, that is not part of the Paleozoic. Or maybe we could, like, get a non-dinosaur pack where you just have, again, Inostransavia, Smilodon mayhaps, or Cenozoic pack, or, something like that. Do you have any non-dinosaur extinct megafauna you would like to see in life? Personally, I think terror birds and giant sloths would be incredible. Sloths would be very cool. I would love to see those in real life. Something I would love, love, love to see is Paraceratherium because man, those things are just majestic. One of the largest land mammals to ever exist, and their closest relatives are rhinos. They're just a sight to behold, and I would love to see those in real life. If I were to choose a DLC, I think I'd want to see an Antarctica pack or even an African pack, just something with lesser known species. That's a good idea. Mr. Wanapun. Dino guys. Saturday before last Saturday, I've been to the DinoCon. I met Dead Sound and saw the preview of the next episode of Dinosaur Volume 2. That's awesome. I would have loved to go, but I couldn't. But it would have been really cool to go. It looked like there was a lot of very cool things happening there. Favorite primitive war book? Well, I've only currently read the first book, so I think currently that one. I haven't gone around to reading the rest of them, which I should hear pretty soon. I think I'll be reading the second one next week, is I think when I'll be starting on that. I once drew something based on the Paraceratherium, and everyone thought it was a sauropod. Well, for good reason. It's like a mammal sauropod over here. I don't know what just happened. Oh, there we go. That was weird. That was weird. What was your favorite Permian animal? If you saw it in the documentary, what would you want to see it do? So my favorite Permian animal is Inostransavia. And as far as seeing it do something, I'd like it to see doing something other than hunting Scutosaurus. Because usually when it's showcased in a documentary, it's hunting Scutosaurus, which yeah, that likely did happen. But I'd like to see it. I like the prehistoric planet route where you're showing it do other things that aren't quite um, you know, scary or fighting, fight related. I'd like to see it do a little bit more. Was my favorite dinosaur documentary aside from Walking with Dinosaurs original and remake. So that would be Prehistoric Park. Prehistoric Park, man, I watched that on repeat as a child. And interviewing Nigel Marvin was like the highlight of my career. That was so cool, and I'm so happy that I got the chance to do that. Prehistoric Park was awesome. Creatures of Dinosaur Revolution would be a great video idea. I agree, and I'm trying to get through that series because that series is proving to be a little bit more lengthy than I previously thought. And that's because there's a lot of these series, they have a lot of creatures in them. Fantasia, there was a lot of creatures to dive into. Um, I don't know what I'm doing next. I might do Land Before Time, but we'll see. Have I been reading any books? Recently, I've been reading Mark Whitten's The Paleo Artist's Handbook. Not because I am an artist, because obviously I'm not, but it actually offers a lot of really good insight about how we determine how specific animals looked, how their anatomy looked, and how they operated. It's been a very fun read. I've quite liked it. I've also been reading his book, T-Rex, his new T-Rex book, which I don't know where it is currently. And I bought a few books in Utah that I plan on reading here pretty soon. I agree with Prehistoric Park. That was the very show that made me want to become a paleontologist. Yeah, man, it was so cool. I love the way that they did things in that show, and everything felt so real. And like one thing that helped ground it was Nigel Marvin for me. Like he really sold it. Good choice of book. I'm reading Tarzan. Nice. I haven't actually ever read that. I should probably read that at some point. What are my hopes for a Primitive War sequel? Ooh, I don't know. Well, for starters, a higher budget. I would like to see what this group of like really passionate people can do with a higher budget than $7 million. I feel like they would do some pretty darn cool things because they did some pretty darn cool things with 7 million. Favorite non-avian dinosaur from Australian? Muttaburrasaurus. I love Muttaburrasaurus. It's such a cool dinosaur. It's got such a strange schnoz, and it's a bipedal ornithopod. It's just so cool. I love it. I love the way that it looks in Prehistoric Kingdom. The Tarzan books are amazing. Are they? Well, I believe it. I just need to check them out. What percentage of success do you think the hunt for T-Rex on Anki was? I don't know. We don't really have any data for that. Obviously, there's no bite marks on any Ankylosaurus specimens. There's really no evidence on any T-Rex specimens that they were, hit in the leg by a club or something like that. There's not a lot in terms of like the predatory behavior between those two genera. So I don't know. I think it was probably rare that it would happen, but T-Rex would probably just go after the younger individuals, the young, older, sick, like any good predator would. Um, I don't think it was, I don't think it was a common occurrence though. Tarzan had a body count. Oh no. What do I think of the Planet Dinosaur Maposaurus? Oh, I always thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was a pretty cool addition to that documentary overall. Am I going to get the Cyberzoic Dilophosaurus? No, because I got the Beasts of the Mesozoic Dilophosaurus. Like I don't plan on buying a second one, unfortunately. But the Beasts of the Mesozoic one is sick. I mean, I like the colors on the Cyberzoic, but I kind of like the colors more on the Beasts of the Mesozoic. 4 lions, 6 large apes, including a gorilla, and some people. Ooh. But that didn't happen in Disney. In the Disney movie. Was T-Rex the most powerful theropod, and if not, who is? I don't really get into the whole power scaling thing. It was the largest theropod that we know of currently. It had the most powerful bite force, so it's certainly up there. It depends on what context you're viewing it through. Which Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movie is your favorite? Definitely the first Jurassic Park. That one's awesome. Disney Tarzan, 2 worlds, 1 family. Book Tarzan, knife go stab. Yeah, I gotta read it now. Now it's a must read. What is your opinion on people buying several of the Hammond collection Spinos and then selling them on eBay for much more than the real price? Nope, I don't like scalpers. I don't like that. It took me forever to buy this thing. And what's like really frustrating is that I'm like, I'm doing the whole year of the Spinosaurus thing. So it's like I wanted to get the Spinosaurus so I can do a review on it and make sure I can, contribute to that. And then also it helps us with monetary reasons. And I just could not freaking get one because so many people would buy them and they would buy way more than they needed to. And then I'd check on eBay and $160. It was stupid. I didn't like it. I don't like scalpers. Just let people buy the product. Just let them do that. And there's still probably a lot of people who are still trying to get it. Am I going to get any of the Beasts of the Mesozoic figures? I have a few of them already. I will get the Spinosaurus when it comes out, which is probably going to be sometime next year or so. I wouldn't mind the Andrewsarchus either, and I really like their Allosaurus, but will I ever review Hammond collection toys? I have reviewed the Spinosaurus and the Brachiosaurus too, but I don't know if I'm going to do it as like a mainstay of the channel. I don't know. It's definitely not my thing to review figures, and you could tell by how kind of like awkward those videos are. I'm mostly doing the Spinosaurus ones because that fits into the year of the Spinosaurus thing that I had going this year. That's all going to culminate into a giant video at the end of the year where we take a look at everything Spinosaurus related that happened that year. What's your favorite Spinosaurid other than Spinosaurus? Mine's Ichthyovenator. Great choice. I love Ichthyovenator. And I'd say Irritator. I think Irritator's really cool. Thoughts on the Psittacosaurus in Jurassic World Evolution 3? Perfect. I love it. What Cenozoic creatures do you want to see most from Beasts of the Cenozoic? Mine would be the Megatherium. I'd probably say Megatherium too, honestly. Or Megaloceros would be kind of sick. Now I want to see a Megalosaurus one. That'd be awesome. Hello, Argentinosaurus lad. How are we doing today? What's your opinion on someone to have their favorite dinosaur being Carnotaurus? Well, good choice. Everybody, you can have any favorite dinosaur you want. Have I seen the beasts of the Mesozoic Acrocanthosaurus in progress? Yes, and I've also seen the Ceratosaurus, which is something I am very excited for. What's your favorite non-avian dinosaur that we know was fully feathered? That we know was fully feathered? My favorite, probably... That's a tough one. There's a lot of really cool ones. I might say Microraptor. That might be recency bias, though, because I've been doing a lot of, like, research on Microraptor for the many interpretations of Microraptor video. Good, how about you? I'm doing good, and I'm glad you're doing good. Good to hear. Have I been to La Brea Tar Pits? No, but that is on my list. We might go next year, but we don't know. We're going to the Field Museum in Chicago next year. But I don't know if that's on the list. Hopefully we do it. Do you think I should make a pipe cleaner Spinosaurus? Absolutely. And Foxtrot, thank you for the donation. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? No. It's something that the Jedi won't teach. Ever. It's a Sith legend. I'll tell you that. Speaking of that, though, this is completely unrelated, but I am so sad that we're not getting an Acolyte Season 2. I mean, I know not everybody liked that show, but they teased Darth Plagueis. They had him. They had him in his beautiful, elongated, ugly face. Darth Plagueis was probably going to be in Season 2, and they just canceled it. I'm tired of this whole, like, canceling a show after one season, because they didn't used to do that back in the day. Back in the day, sometimes you'd have a rocky first season, but then they'd get their footing in Season 2, you know? That's kind of what I think would happen with freaking Acolyte, but now we'll never know. Well, that was weird. You guys might have lost the connection there for a minute, but that was weird. I don't know why that happened. If there's like a little skip in the footage, then it canceled because it performed poorly. Yeah, I know it did. But there's a lot of shows in the past that performed poorly, but they were still greenlit for a Season 2. And then they were able to get their footing, and then they would perform better, and then they ended up being a huge success. Clone Wars did not do the greatest in the first season. In fact, nobody liked Clone Wars at first, but then it had a chance to develop and then get its audience, and then everybody loved it. So much so that everybody was clamoring for Season 7 because we never got the conclusion of it. I wish Acolyte got the same. Mostly because I wanted to see Plagueis. I hope that Plagueis gets to show up somewhere else, but I'm just so sad. We saw him. We saw his ugly face in the shadows, looking all creepy. He looked great. I love the Darth Plagueis novel. It's a great novel, and obviously some things would have changed from the novel. I don't think that it would have been a faithful adaptation, but man, I just wanted to see him. Do you like the old vintage versions of dinosaurs or the scientifically accurate versions? Scientifically accurate are my favorite, of course, but I still do love vintage depictions because it's good to remember where we came from so you can understand how much we have learned and how much we have grown. And that's exactly what vintage depictions are. Like they're not bad depictions. They're simply just depictions that are a reflection of the time. That's what they knew of the specific animals at the time, and obviously things have changed since then. Am I going to get the Beast of the Mesozoic Deinonychus? I do not know yet. I might at some point. Even though remarkably preserved prehistoric mammal mummies with viable DNA were found, do you agree that it's unlikely that a mostly bony non-bird dinosaur mummy with tiny bits of DNA would be found? Non-bird dinosaur, so yeah, non-avian dinosaur. So no, it's not likely because DNA does break down over the course of thousands and upon millions of years, and obviously the most recent non-avian dinosaur died 66 million years ago. So yeah, definitely not. I don't think that we're going to be seeing that. Speaking of outdated depictions, what's your thoughts on the new paper of Spicomelis? Oh, dude, that is so crazy. Like Spicomelis, like I mean, I made a video about it. I described it as being like it looks like something that was designed for Ark, Survival Evolved. Because you know how in Ark they like exaggerate a lot of the features of specific animals? Like the Ankylosaurus in that game has exaggerated spikes. That's exactly what Spicomelis looks like. It's so interesting. It's a testament to how diverse Dinosauria is as a clade. You know, that you can get ankylosaurs that look like that. It's so wild that something like that actually existed. What's your favorite hadrosaur? My favorite hadrosaur is Edmontosaurus. I think that they're awesome. Spicomelis looks like Anguirus. I know you're talking about the Godzilla character, and yeah, I agree. Spicomelis does kind of look like that. And Goji Center said my hybrid had too many spikes. Yeah, you should send them some paleo art of Spicomelis and say, now what? You know, say, hey, mine was accurate. Thoughts on Thylacoleo. I love Thylacoleo. It's such a fascinating animal. Freaking marsupials in general are really strange. You know, they're so strange, and Thylacoleo is a great example of that. That's just what I could say. Spicomelis is just the dinosaur equivalent of sentient pincushion. It is indeed. I got into a fight with someone about the validity of Tyranotitan because it's fragmentary, despite the fact that it's at least 50% complete, more fragmentary than Argentinosaurus and Hatzegopteryx. I didn't know that it was 50% complete. That's kind of wild, honestly. That's interesting though. Anguirus, got it. I don't watch a lot of Anguirus. That's how I pronounce it. Okay. Looks like we have different pronunciations here. I'll just call it Anguirus. I meant complete. Yeah, that's why I figured, because I was like looking at that. Despite the fact that it's at least 50%. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I figured you were talking about. And yeah, that is. Hatzegopteryx is a fun one too, because a lot of people don't realize how fragmentary that animal is. You know, and how little we can go off of with that. But so someone was arguing with you about the validity of Tyranotitan. That's true. There's a lot of dinosaurs out there that are way less complete that are valid. Have I watched Godzilla -1? Yep, I loved it. It's a good movie. JP3 is my favorite movie. That's a good choice. I quite like it. You just got the Beast of the Mesozoic Allosaurus fragilis? Dude, I'm jealous. I'd like that. You can send it to me, you know. Yeah, I'm not complaining. What juvenile dino should we get for Beasts of the Mesozoic? Ooh. Ceratosaurus. There was that recent juvenile Ceratosaurus specimen. Base it off of pictures of that. That'd be kind of fun. He lost the fight because no one sided with him. That is an interesting stance. Like, yeah, that's an interesting stance. Like 50% complete, which I didn't even know that it was that complete. That's actually really impressive. But 50% complete, and you're arguing that it's invalid, which okay. That's interesting. I want to get the Beast of the Mesozoic Pachycephalosaurus. It looks pretty cool. I quite like the way that it looks, especially the colors. Who's my favorite Ice Age character? Sid. No, Manny. Manny's cool. I liked Manny in the first movie. Manny in the first movie was cool. He'd make elephant noises. He doesn't make that in the sequels. I liked when he made elephant noises because it made him feel huge, like he was a huge animal, and it kind of grounded the movie a little bit. Then he stopped making those like little low grumbles and stuff, and growls that elephants make. He used to make those noises and stopped doing them. He's still very cool though. I like him. It's more likely that they didn't care about Tyrannotine being fragmentary and just want to look smart by disliking dinosaurs with cool names. That does happen a lot, doesn't it? In the paleo community, like that's kind of a normal occurrence. It's kind of weird. I just so happened to get into an argument with a friend on what is the larger theropod, either T-Rex or Spinosaurus. That is a debate that has gone on for a long time. That's because we got a lot of documentaries in the late 2000s or early 2010s, rather, that call Spinosaurus the largest theropod, and a lot of people still, hold on to that. Current estimates do make T-Rex larger than Spinosaurus. It is obviously, it's worth mentioning that T-Rex, we have way more fossil material, so there's more of a picture of it. Whereas with Spinosaurus, obviously there's not a lot of material of it, so we don't exactly have the average for Spinosaurus. We have more of an idea on the average for T-Rex. What am I hoping for in the next Jurassic World movie if they make one? I don't even know. Dunkleosteus. I want to see Dunkleosteus do something. I want to see it do something instead of just being a severed head. That's the way the world's going. A lot of people are just wanting cool names for dinosaurs. For example, Gremlin. Gremlin. Thoughts on the Xenomorph T-Rex made by Rebor? Rebor made a Xenomorph T-Rex? No way. What? When they do this? 2020? It's not on the Everything Dinosaur store. It's probably only available it's only available on eBay for, dang it. Oh, why wasn't I collecting dinosaurs in 2020? Dang it. Because it's only available on eBay for $370. I don't think I ever saw it on Everything Dinosaur, so I'm pretty sure. What am I doing? I need to type the dinosaur part. I'm just too angry. I'm too blinded by anger. And I'm tapping the wrong keys and everything. By the way, if you want dinosaur figures, Everything Dinosaur is a good place to go. Dang it, man, I want one now. I want the Xenomorph T-Rex. Xenomorph dinosaurs are cool to me. Like, I think that's a very cool idea. Ooh, Ceratosaurus skull. Oh, it's not that expensive either. Oh, look at this. Look at this. That's obviously inspired from Dinosaur Revolution. That's cool. I'm getting too many ideas now. Alligator. Out of stock. Yeah, it's definitely not here. That sucks. They're making more Xenorex in the future. Yes. Thank you for telling me that, because now I'm going to look out for it. Can you play Resident Evil 5, please? I might. I don't know. I never got into those games, and, I'd have to play the rest of them, I feel, just to feel complete, if I ever did get into them. I recently bought this guy. You can see it behind me right now. This is the vintage, like the Retrosaurus. I love Retrosaurs. I love looking back at how we used to depict certain animals. But okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know that they're doing that. That they're going to be restocking it in the future, because now I want it. I want that. I think that's cool. Opinion on the 2,000 kilometer, 1,200 mile long Stegosaurus tail. What? What's that? What's that? 1,200 mile Stegosaurus tail. I can't say I've ever heard about that. Play the Pixar Cars game for the DS. I don't have any DS. I don't have a DS nowadays, unfortunately. The Cambrian is criminally underrated. I agree. There's not a lot of media representation out there. Just wanted to say pop in and say hi. Well, hello. As well as let you know that I'm rereading the original Jurassic Park novel. Great. Good novel. Good novel. Somebody legit claimed that Stegosaurus' tail was 2,000 kilometers. It was on a crappy short. Oh. That's a conclusion. That's a conclusion to reach. That is a conclusion to reach. Kaiju-sized Stegosaurus. Bigger than Kaiju. That's got to be bigger than Godzilla, right? That's big. I have a Spinosaurus 3D animation on my channel. Would love to hear your thoughts. I could definitely check that out. What's your name? Hold on a second. Oh yeah, look. It's the new crocodiliform.
Are you?
I don't want to hear the thunderbolts. Yeah, it's the new crocodiliform. Whoops. Whoopsies. Oh, I watched this. I commented on it too. Yeah, I've seen this. It's very cool. See, there's my comment right there. There I am. I think it's very cool. I think you did an awesome work. I'm not gonna like go through all of it because I recommend everybody going and checking out. Look at that. Look at that beauty right there. It's very cool, yeah. Resident Evil 6 has T-Rex in it. Sweet. I might check it out at some point. Again, Resident Evil is not really my play style, so to speak. You just watch the Thunderbolts. Good movie, by the way. Good movie. Let me scroll up a little bit. Well, this oddball has got a roll. Got to go watch a movie. Well, enjoy the movie, man. Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that. Is YouTube your only job? Nope. How come you haven't done any live in the last couple Thursdays? It's because I was out of town. I was in Utah doing dinosaur-related things. You guys have probably seen a lot of the content out for that. But hopefully we're getting back onto a good schedule. I know I say that every week, but I'm hoping that's what we do. So we all agree that Spinosaurus had lips, though, right? I think it did, personally. Thank you so much. Yeah, no problem. I loved it. Like, yeah, as I said right here, I think this is so cool. Too. It's very sick. You did an awesome job with it. I love really cool animations. The short that mentioned the half a continent long Stegosaurus tail was those dinosaurs are monsters only. Yeah, I've come across quite a few of those before. Those are pretty annoying. Can you guys tell that I've been watching a lot of Power Ranger stuff? Because I'm getting stuff recommended because the Power Rangers in Fortnite, they were added to Fortnite. And then I was rewatching Dino Thunder, which is the one that I used to watch when I was a kid. I just wanted to stop by here and ask who would win in a fight between Baryonyx or Baryonyx. Good question. Good question. I might have to go for Baryonyx. I know it's a tough one, but I think that's the one we're going with. What kind of lips do you think it had? I imagine them being a little different from normal theropod lips. They do still have the proper skull structure for regular theropod lips. Mario Lanzas. did a pretty decent depiction of it. Just the regular fixed reptile lips, really, that you can see right here. I wonder if I could zoom in. Can I zoom in? I don't know. Yeah, anyway, kind of like this. Just like regular theropod fixed lips. Baryonyx would definitely win. Yeah, that's a solid argument. I think you might be correct on that one, honestly. Baryonyx wins, no div. You're right. You guys are right. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think Baryonyx probably does win. Baryonyx and Baryonyx didn't live at the same time. You're right. All very good points, man. All very good points. I love Mario Lanzas' work. I agree. Mario Lanzas does really amazing stuff. You were so wholesome. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Foxtrot. Thank you, dude. I appreciate it. Thoughts on the primitive war Spinosaurus? As an aside, its skull shape changes from the JP3 one to the more accurate one after it slams into the boat. Sorry if you haven't, if you've already answered this. I think I kind of noticed that. I also, like in the marketing, it had a more accurate skull shape. But when it like jumps up to the boat, it does have like the JP3 Spinosaurus. I'm wondering if they have different models for the Spinosaurus. I'll have to like look at them closer, but obviously I don't have access to the movie like that yet. So I don't know. My guess is it's like more so a different model type of thing that they have going on here. Like they implemented some individual variation because there is actually quite a bit of that in the movie. Spino is such a weird and cool animal, right? It's awesome. Also, what time are we at? I should probably make sure I'm not going over. Can you react to the new uploaded dinosaur vocal sounds? I don't watch those. they spread a lot of misinformation, unfortunately. Tyrannosaurus at least had an ancestral memory where it saw Stegosaurus, Stoxosaurus. Yeah. How commonly do you play Jurassic World the game? I check in every day. I check in every single day because, like, you know, oftentimes they'll, like, recently they added the Bull Rex, and so I try to make sure I complete all my missions so I can unlock the Bull Rex and all that. And I plan on unlocking the Rebirth Spinosaurus when that gets implemented. Where can I watch Surviving Earth? I have no idea where they're airing it quite yet. I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit more accessible, but we don't have that information yet. Also, I forgot to check the time. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, we're pretty close to being ended, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Thank you everybody for dropping by. It was a real pleasure talking with everybody. Once again, I'm going to try to do this every Thursday. I've been saying that a lot, but that is still the goal. It was a little bit later today, and that's because, you know, it's I had a lot of work to get done today, so, you know, we kind of rushing around, but I made sure to get one in. I'm hoping we can get one in next time. And then, yeah, that's the whole plan. So again, thank you everybody for dropping by. I really do appreciate you guys all dropping by. And, you know, it was really fun talking with all of you. We'll see you later, Wild World, and we'll see you later, Pokesaurus. And, yeah. So, good night, all. Oh, and Noah, thank you for the 10. I know I said that before, but what are your thoughts on the death herons? I think of Spinosaurus as death herons, and I think that they're absolutely awesome. But, yeah, we'll see you guys all later. Thanks for dropping by. It was awesome hanging out with you guys.